Hi friends, it's AV Lux here. I really am looking forward to this video because today we're going to go over, I'm sure you've seen, sorry, let me get these off here. I'm sure you've seen at least one of these decks. They are mass produced, but I have to say they're probably one of the best mass produced decks out there. They're all by the same person. They're by Krans. I hope I pronounced that right. And in all honesty, so this is probably the most popular one within the last couple years. If you look up the Wild Unknown Tarot, even on Amazon, or if you just look up tarot cards, this is probably the first one that's going to pop up. And it has like something like 10,000 reviews. So I am not only a reader, but I'm also a deck collector. I was not going to purchase this initially just because I personally didn't connect with it when I first saw it. I was like, okay, I don't understand what the big deal is. Yes, it's beautiful, but I didn't feel like it was necessarily beginner friendly. And a lot of my videos I try and do for beginner readers or to help out intuitive readers, I guess. So I didn't want to get it. That, and it was mass produced. I am someone who loves indie decks. I probably have more indie decks than I have mass produced decks. But what really drew me to purchase all of her decks was her book, which it wasn't until I came around to thinking about getting this tarot deck, and then Amazon was like, maybe you'd be interested in this. And I'm like, oh, it's made by the same person. So it's called Blossoms and Bones. And if you have seen this book before, then you know why I'm going to rave about it. And if you haven't, I highly encourage you to get it. Not only is it just aesthetically beautiful, but the writing on its own makes no sense. Okay, it's all over the place, and that I think that's part of its charm and kind of that raw honesty. And it's very rare to actually get that from a mass-produced author. We see them doing talks, we see them doing their videos, we see them, coming out with books, and there is a very cohesive kind of professionalism to it, whereas her book was like, I'm just going to let you know what's on my brain right now. If you have ever suffered from depression, if you have ever suffered from anxiety, if you have ever suffered from, just even feeling down or feeling trapped or not happy with yourself, this book is for you. It is written in a way where you don't necessarily have to read it from page 1 to the last page. So it doesn't have to be read cover to cover. You can flip through it and get insight through it. So, for example, she kind of goes over in the introduction, why she's writing this. She's making herself, she wants to be committed to a goal. And it was something like, this story was written over a period of 1 month. I assigned myself the daily task of drawing the feeling. So there were also times where she just was like, I don't think I could do it. Every single day writing and drawing something, I just don't know. And so you kind of get into her psyche. You get into, even if it's like, well, I'm not an artist or I'm not really a reader, I'm telling you that this book is still very insightful, and things that we are afraid to talk about, things that we're afraid to say, to realize within ourselves, or to talk about within ourselves, or even in our relationships with others. She goes through it here, and she goes through it in a way of, here's what I did and here's what you should do. She doesn't do that. She goes about it in a way where it's like, I don't know what you're going through. I can only tell you what I'm going through. And here's the rawness of it. Here's here's how my mind feels. And she puts into feelings into the context of her drawings. And for me, it's not like a graphic novel, although I think that it would be closely related to a graphic novel, except there isn't really, again, that cohesiveness. But when our thoughts kind of wander, right? They do that. Like she even has like, then I begin again. See, I take a moment of silence and then I begin again. So you really feel what she's feeling, and you're thinking, you're reading her thoughts, and it is very difficult to do a book like this. So when I obtained this book and read it, I read it cover to cover, and I also read it where I'm just picking it up and, kind of getting what she's writing about and how it has affected me. I cannot praise this book enough. If you don't get any of her cards, at least please get this book. You can even find it used and get it at a discounted rate. I got this from Amazon. I don't believe I paid the $28.99. I think it was really discounted. It was like $17.99 or $14.99, something like that. Something totally worth it. I would buy it again, and I actually have, and I gifted it to somebody. But so there's her book. Okay, now that I understood, and I'm big on that. Like, I can't just pick up a deck. I need to know who wrote it and where were they, what were they thinking when they created this deck. Because a lot of times authors will create a deck for readers, and there's a particular way that it was made. And so reading it in the correct way will just enhance your readings. And because I'm an empath, and there are a lot of people out there who are either intuitive or intuitive empaths, once I can get into sort of that person's psyche and where they're coming from creatively, spiritually, I then bond with that deck even better. So the tarot deck are generally always the same, 78 cards. There's a major and the minor arcana, but knowing where that creator is coming from makes a lot of difference. And I would encourage you to try that. So I really liked this deck. This is the Wild Unknown Archetypes. It's the deck and guidebook. And I like this. I was so excited. I was going to do an unboxing, but I was just too excited. So her book, or her guidebook's in there, and the cards are circular. I have a love-hate relationship with circular cards. So I love that they're circle because it makes them super different. Look, and they're shaped like, or I mean, it's like a gem. What was that? Okay. So here's kind of what the cards are. They're pretty large, about a little bit bigger than the palm of my hand. And this is her oracle deck. And she goes over popular archetypes. And I like this because then you can familiarize yourself with some known archetypes. This, I would say, is indeed beginner friendly, and it's also insightful for the more seasoned readers. Okay, I'm just showing a little bit. I can, if you wait till the end, I'll do a quick flip through of each card. Okay, so this is her oracle deck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Of course, she's the artist and creator of it, and that's part of another reason why I love it so much, because a lot of times you can get a creator of the deck, but then the illustrator is different, whereas she is both the illustrator and the writer. So this is her archetypes. These decks you can find at metaphysical shops, and you can find them on Amazon as well. Oops, I forgot to put her book back. Mountain. And then everyone's seen this. Again, if you just want to see and compare and see every single card, just wait till the end, and I will do a quick flip through. So, oh, shoot. There we go. So the cover doesn't come off. Here's her guidebook, another very, in-depth guidebook, which I love. And then, oh gosh, And I love when it's like something's black and then there's these pops of color. I'm so sorry, I keep hitting the stand, but okay. So here are her cards. That's the back. So wands. And they are like, they're a matte. They're a little bit, no, they're general playing card, like thickness. So there's that. We'll go through that at the very end. Okay. Now the animal spirit one, I just got that because it was going to complete the collection. I haven't necessarily bonded with it. I've read really good reviews on it, so I'm eager to read the guidebook attached to that. I haven't even opened it. Let me just get this sucker back in. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to go through a flip through, so I'll leave that out. Okay. So now this one, you know, it's only when I'm recording that I can't get these open. All right, here we go. So let's see here. So your animal spirit animal. What are your guys' spirit animal? I think every now and then I go through, I just love animals. So I go through, different ones. But I've always come back to an elephant. That's like my thing. Do I have it on here? I'm pretty sure. I also make bracelets, you guys, but okay, maybe not. I thought I had one. I'm sure I do. You know what? I'm sure I have one because it was such a cute elephant charm. I had to add it to my other stones. I'll have to find it. Okay, so packaging, beautiful. Aesthetics, beautiful. You know, it's like tick, tick, tick. You know, she's ticking all those boxes. For me, anyways, as a card collector. And just, you know, someone who is yearning for creators to be real and raw, because when you are like that, when you can admit that there is a healing process, that you don't have it figured out, you know, that's what we can relate to, right? So, and I think that she does a good job of that, and that's truly what happens. Oh my god, I'm sorry, that was really bad. Okay, so here's her guidebook, much like the tarot one. It's kind of the same way. I think the only one that's different is just the circular ones, just because of the shape, but I think they're all kind of packaged the same way. All right, so this makes me want to read it in tandem with her tarot deck. So I probably would. If I did a reading, I may even use, because her oracle cards too, because there's archetypes and she deals with archetypes. I mean, spirit animals are archetypes too. So I would probably use all three. But for sure, I would use both of these. There's the bear, buffalo, spider, crocodile. So that's what the peacock. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. So that is her animal spirit one. Okay. All right. She also has a journal that you could purchase. I'm not the best at journaling. I barely have time. I barely have time to do readings. So, if you are someone who needs to write things down, her journal, also very beautiful, and it's up at Amazon. All these you can get at Amazon. But this for sure, if you don't read tarot, but you have things within yourself that is hard to put into words, that you don't feel anyone could even understand, not even your therapist, right? Or even your spiritual guide or mentor. Spiritual mentors. Sometimes that's because we have pride in the way, or we want to save face, or maybe we're a professional psychic or a professional reader, and you know, why is it that we can help so many other people, but within ourselves it's really difficult? And you see that with her, and that's how a lot of, if not all of, the spiritual community at least is. It's part realizing that we need to grow all the time. We can't stay stuck, because otherwise we're going to life cycle any kind of trauma that we haven't dealt with. So this is such a beautiful, wonderful book. Please go out there and get this. Okay. All right, so now I want to go through the cards. We'll do a flip through really quick. We'll start with the Wild Unknown Tarot, the one that most people have already seen, but you know what? We'll go through it anyway. Okay. And I have to double check, but there might be, a lot of times artists will include like a special card in each edition. James R. Pease does that. I believe that's his name. He's the one that does the Cosma Visions and Prima Visions. And he includes a special card. Actually, there's a couple of tarot card and oracle card creators that do that. They'll include a special one with each oracle or each deck. So beautiful. Anytime I see the Suit of Swords, I'm always a little weary. I'm like, oh no. And I think that's because a lot of times I read and I can recognize and sort of understand things through feeling more than I can through thought and through like logic. It's really difficult for me. I think a lot of empaths kind of suffer from that too. Not just empaths, even like artists. I think that they're just so in tune with their art, and art evokes a lot of, emotion, that it's hard to sometimes put that aside and just be logical in the choices that you make through life, Okay, we're getting towards the end here. So, there we go, world. You can see on the minor arcana, you can see that it's swords, but it doesn't really give you anything else. So if you're like you're an okay reader, you've been reading for a little while, this would still be okay. But for a beginner, I think this would prove to be a little bit difficult. Or if you're a beginner reader and you're just so attracted to this deck, I would just suggest continuing to read the guidebook along with the cards. Okay, moving right along. Let's go to the spirit animal one. I like all that holographic, blingy, prettiness. Okay, so I'll do a quick flip through. Here we go. There you go. Again, I just opened this with you guys, so I'm seeing these cards for the first time, and it'll be interesting. I had no idea crocodile could be a... This reminds me of Moana, the stingray, the grandma. I didn't know crocodiles could be like a good spirit animal. Seem kind of like villainish, but I don't know. I guess crocodiles have like a lot of patience. That's an oyster. How do you like that? Oh, otters. Shark. Yep, I can understand these ones as spirit animals. I get that. Ants? Oh, fire ants. Jeez. I like that better though. Like, you're not just an ant. You're a fire ant. That's like... Oh my God. Spiders are not my... Like insects, flies, no thank you. Can't do it. Elephant. Yay. That's me. Butterfly. Bats. I could see some people being bats. Firefly. That's cute and different. I haven't seen that. Bee. Hummingbird. Oh, vulture. So I cannot wait. I have a feeling that because there's so much emotion put in, there's like shadow and light work put into her decks, that if I did a reading with them, it's going to be a long reading. I think that as a reader, if I had a client that was looking for a lot of direction, you know, and needed some guidance into and some like positivity or some kind of mentorship, this deck would be really great for that. But just be prepared. It's going to be a long reading for sure. One, because there's no like help. A lot of times tarot cards will have like some helping words or like beginner friendly things on the card. These don't. Not really anyway. So, you know, being an advanced reader, this would really be a cool deck to do a reading on. All right, that's the back. Let's go through this here. They're kind of like, they're slightly velvety, which makes me feel like, and a little bit thicker. So that's why I'm like seeing if they're stuck together. I wonder if shuffling these, I don't know even. I mean, I have some other decks that are circular and I just can't shuffle them. I have to like lay them out and just like do like a hand rub shuffle, because I can't do a bridge shuffle, not with these cards. And if you could do a bridge shuffle with circular cards, kudos to you. Put that on your resume, because that's talent. What did that say? Oh, the shapeshifter. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. I'm not sure how many cards come in this deck. I want to say 40, but I might be wrong. I'll double check once I'm done with these. Aren't these just so beautiful? That's funny, the comic. Let's see. Shadow. The Self. That one is so beautiful. I want like a big one of this. And she does have her prints for sale too. I love those when it's like, it's almost like a profile, so it's all black, and then there's these beautiful rainbow colors that just, you can't ignore. The dead end. I feel like there's going to be some harsh truths in this one. But sometimes it's needed. You know, the womb, ooh, so strong. Look at that. If you're into Reiki and auras, storm. Oh, sorry. It's so weird how this is set up. So my stand is set up like directly in front of me, so, and it holds my phone, so I don't get to see it. It's hard for me to see what's on the screen. So I'm like, shoot, I'm just going to hope and pray it's in focus and that it's centered. So if you see things kind of off centered, you know why. I know I can, I mean, and I have all the, you know, I have all the equipment for, I have all the equipment for like a higher resolution video. It's just so much easier to just get your phone and press record, you know? It's like, here we go. Agape. Love me some agape. But it's a lot to set up, and I don't, you know, here, unless I can leave it, it is not worth it to me to, I would rather just record, go, and post. So I don't do a whole lot of editing in my videos, as you can tell, but it's on purpose, you guys. I guess I should, but I don't have the time. I got little kids, I got work, I got, yeah, anyways, but I still want time for you guys. So that was that on her oracle deck. And let's see, it says this comes, oh Lord, it comes with 78. No wonder that took a while. Woo, 78. All right, well, I hope that helped. I hope if you end up getting that book because of this video, let me know in the comments down below. I already know what I'm gifting some of my friends because I think that it would really, really help them. All right, so chat soon. Ciao, ciao.